Shannon's expression we use
Uh,
to form
uh,
binary tree.
third one. Third one. Look at the slide. What is the third one?
From reduced algorithm.
Reduced
We
algorithm.
number the we
Yeah.
number the tree.
Mm. So before the midterm test, we started with the binary decision tree, and we have looked into what are the drawbacks we have with the binary decision tree, and we tried out with the three different methods which are used to convert the binary decision tree to binary decision diagram or reduced ordered binary decision diagram or ordered. I told you BDD or ROBDD or RBDD all are same. Do you remember, students? Do you remember? Did I say this to you? BDD, ROBDD, RBDD all are same, I told you. Okay. So we have come across three different methods to convert the binary decision tree BDT to binary decision diagram. First method is using those three rules. Second method is using Shannon's expansion method. Third method, how to convert this using any one of these three methods, how to get the binary decision diagram. So today's class, let us see little bit more into ROBDT. Okay, binary decision diagram. Binary decision diagram means this particular diagram, we can say it is a binary decision diagram. But when this diagram is in it reduced form, so it is in this particular form, further I cannot reduce this, then I can call this as a reduced binary decision diagram. So any diagram like this, generally, I can call this as a binary decision diagram. Okay, when this diagram, I can call it as a reduced binary decision diagram is, it is in the form wherein which I cannot further reduce it. So already it is in the complete reduced form. So that we call it as a reduced binary decision diagram. And why? Where come this ordered came into picture? Reduced, ordered, binary decision diagram. Ordered in the sense, I've already told you, any function is given. A, B, C, D means I asked you to start with the order. Like I asked you to start with A, then go with B, then go with C, then go with D. If it is X, Y, Z, I told you to start with the X, then Y, and Z. If it is X1, X2, X3, I told you to start with X1, X2, X3. So when I say this and when you people follow this, your final binary decision diagram is in ordered form. Okay. If suppose I'm asking you to do it as draw the diagram by considering first x1, next x2, next x3. But you are not doing like this. You are taking your order as x2, x1, x3. Some random order you are taking. You are not following that rule of the regular way of considering the numbers. If you are doing it in a random way, then you, even if you take a random variables also, you can draw the binary decision diagram. But that binary decision diagram, you cannot call it as an ordered binary decision diagram. You cannot call it as a reduced ordered binary decision diagram. If you look at these diagrams here, if you look at this expression A, B, C, D, here, if you take A as first, B as second, C as third, and D as fourth, then your binary decision diagram, whatever you are getting finally, is known as, or it is called as, reduced ordered binary decision diagram. Instead of taking this order A, B, C, D, if you have taken D, and if you have drawn the binary decision diagram, then that binary decision diagram cannot be called as reduced ordered binary decision diagram. It can be called as reduced binary decision diagram, but the word ordered will not come into picture if you are not following a specific order. If you are not following the specific order, I cannot call this as an ordered. Ordered will be used to name a particular diagram only if you consider the variables in the function in a normal specific sequence. If you handle or if you use those variables in a random way, then the final diagram, I cannot call it as a reduced order. I can just call it as a reduced binary decision diagram. Is it clear, students? Whatever I told you, is it clear? Shall I proceed further? Are you able to hear from me? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Shall I proceed? Whatever I told now, is it audible? Is it clear for you? Please
Yes.
tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now let me take this example, f of a comma b comma c comma d, and this is my expression. Okay. For here, this 4 variable a, b, c, d, let me consider it as a, b, c, d. And using this order, either using the rules method or by using a reduce algorithm or by using a Shannon expansion method for the given function, considering the order as a, b, c, d, I got this ROBDD. Okay, I got this ROBDD. Okay. Now, for the same expression, instead of following the ABCD, I have followed BDCA. I got another diagram, which is same as whatever I got here. So this is also in reduced form. This is also in reduced form. But this is done by considering the variable in an ordered way. But this we got by considering the variables in an unordered way. Both are reduced BDD only. And both the answers are correct. If I take ABCD or BDCA, I got the same answer. But this will not be the case always. For this particular expression, by considering the variables in an orderly manner or by considering the variables in a random manner, my final binary decision diagram, reduced binary decision diagram is same. Whether these two diagrams are same? Tell me, look at the diagrams and tell, is it same? These two things? This binary decision diagram and this binary decision diagram, is it the same or different?
Same.
Same.
Same. This I have drawn considering the order as A, B, C, D. This I got by considering the variables as B, D, C, A. You people can try it out later. Any one method you can use. Either you can use reduce or you can use Shannon, whichever is comfortable for you. As an homework, you people can take this expression and first try it out by considering the variable A, B, C, D and try it out by considering the variable B, D, C, A. Finally, you will get the same ROBDD only. But here, this alone I can BDD. Call it as R because I haven't considered the variables in an orderly manner. So for this example, either RBDD or ROBDD, the final answer is same. Whether I consider my variable in order or I consider the variable in a random way, my final answer is same. But let me look into another example. See here, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. There are totally 6 variables in this function. Let me draw the reduced binary decision diagram by considering the variables in the same order or the regular order. I told you x1, x2, x3 means consider it as 1, 2, 3 only. So here we have 1 to 6. So let me consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I consider order, this is the reduced binary decision diagram I got. And here I consider the variable in an order, normal order, regular sequence. So I can call this as an ROBDD. Now let me see. Instead of taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have taken 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, a random sequence. But my final RBDD, the reduced binary decision diagram, which I got is this. So when we look at these two, this first diagram is drawn considering the order. Second diagram is drawn without considering the order. Which one is in reduced form? Anyone answer? Which one is in reduced form? First one or second one?
First one, ma'am.
First one is in the reduced form. Second one is not in a reduced form. And if you look at the diagram itself, you can see it's very complicated. That is the reason if I am not choosing the order, my final reduced binary decision diagram may not end up in a reduced form. I may not get the reduced BDD. And that if I'm not taking my variable, if I'm doing it in a random way, the drawing a reduced binary decision diagram is also tougher. It's not an easier job. So like this, before I ended up with this final diagram, I have drawn many big circuits. Each and every circuit was very complicated. Okay. So the previous example, we didn't face any problem like this. It ended up in a simple way. Either I took in a normal sequence or a random sequence, my final answer is fine. Both are same. But the same scenario I could not see with another function. The same scenario I could not come across with another function, because in the another function the variables are more, and when I took it in a normal sequence I got my reduced BDD, but when I took it in a random way I didn't get the reduced BDD. So that is the reason when you draw a binary decision diagram, when you draw a reduced binary decision diagram, it is preferred, it is asked to always go with a orderly sequence. It is always asked to go with a specific order. If you are not following the order, this is the problem we will face. We will not be able to come up with a final reduced BDD. We will not get the reduced binary decision diagram. That is the reason we have been asked to go with the ordered sequence for the variable present in a Boolean function. Is it clear, students? Already, when we used the rules, I asked you to go with the order. When we use Shannon's expansion also, I asked you people to go with order. When we used reduce also, I asked you to go with the order. So all the three methods, whatever we come across, already I've told you that you have to go with order, go with order. But now I'm explaining you why we need to go with an order. This is the reason. If we are not going with an order, we may not get the reduced diagram, and the diagram may end up in a very complicated procedure. That is the reason we have to use always ordered. So with respect to that only, binary decision diagram is also known as reduced ordered binary decision diagram. Okay. Now we will move on to the applications of reduced ordered binary decision diagram. Expression equivalence. If two Boolean expressions are there, you wanted to find out whether the Boolean expressions are right or wrong. So in that situation, we need to go with the ROBDD. So two Boolean expressions are there. You wanted to find out whether the two Boolean expressions are equivalent or not, same or not. In that particular situation, ROBDD will be helpful. So we can draw ROBDD for a given Boolean expression and check whether both the Boolean ROBDDs are the same with respect to the appearance and the variables inside the node and the values inside the leaf nodes. You can compare and you can decide whether they both are equivalent or not. So applications of ROBDD means to check the equivalence of a Boolean expression, to validate the Boolean expression, to check whether the Boolean expression is right or wrong, or is there any redundant variable present in it or not. For these reasons, we will use ROBDD. Okay, generally anything, if you want to check with a Boolean expression, we will go with ROBDD. So that is considered as an application of ROBDD. Now moving on to operations on ROBDD. What are the operations we can do it with respect to ROBDD? So please listen here. I've taken an AND gate. Okay, I've taken an AND gate. Two input AND gate. Two inputs are A, B, and output is out. Okay, consider an AND gate. Two inputs are A, B, output is out. Okay, now let me take the first input and I draw a diagram. Let me take the first input A. If my input A is 0, what will be the output? In this AND gate, if A is 0, irrespective to the B value, will the output will be 0? Whether the output will be 0 or not? If A is 0.
0.
0. If A is 1, if A is 1, output depends upon?
D.
Output depends upon B.
B.
But here we have, if A is 1, we are assuming that B is also 1 and we are considering the output as 1 here. The same case with B. No, sorry. I have explained it in a wrong way. Wait. This 2 ROBDD is for the input A and B. If I consider if I consider input A, when I give input as 0, whatever data entering through A will be 0. When I give input 1, whatever data entering through A will be 1. That is what, nothing here, just simple. If A is 0 means data entering through the first signal line is 0. When A is 1 means data entering through the first signal line is 1. Next, coming to B, when B is 0 means data entering through the B signal line is 0. When B is 1, the data entering through the B signal line is 1. So this is how we will draw the binary decision diagram for any input variable, but this diagram will be same in any case. Okay. Now moving on to the ROBDD for the complete AND gate. Okay. So if A is 0, output will be 0. So when A is 0, output is 0. Next, when A is 1, it depends upon B. Again, when B is 0, output will be 0. When B is 1, output is 1. Are you able to understand how we are getting this ROBDD with respect to the functionality of an AND gate? Yes or no, students? Just AND gate is there. For any gate, you can ROBDD like this. If I ask you to draw the ROBDD for an OR gate, how you will draw? A. When it is 0, what will be your answer here? OR gate. When A is 0, so imagine this to be an OR gate.
B, ma'am.
A is 0 means it will go to B. When A is 1,
1, ma'am.
it will go to 1. So this diagram will be just made it ulta, opposite. Do you agree? Will it be just opposite? Here, B will be present here, and the same scenario, 1 will be directly going to 1. So for any gate, you can draw like this the ROBDD with respect to their functionality. Okay. Now, actually, we want to discuss what are the operations we can have. What are the like AND operation or OR operation or a complement operation? How we can go ahead with the ordered binary decision diagram. Okay. Now, consider BF is a binary decision diagram for the function F. Again, I'll repeat. BF is the binary decision diagram for the function F. BG is the binary decision diagram for the function G. So inside this triangle, assume there are a root node and intermediate node. We are just representing it by this triangle. So this is nothing but imagine that backside to this triangle, there is a binary decision, reduced ordered binary decision diagram. So for any reduced order binary decision diagram, you all know there will be only two leaf nodes. One is 0 and another one is 1. So similarly for this function also, two leaf nodes, one is 0 and one is 1. Okay. So this is the ROBDD of the function F, and this completely is ROBDD for the function G. There are two functions F and G, and their corresponding ROBDD is represented in this particular diagram or in this way. Now, this is my BF, ROBDD for the function F. If I'm asking you to find the complement of this function, if I'm asking you to find the complement of the function F, or I'm asking you to draw the binary decision diagram for the complement of the function F, currently you have the ROBDD of the function F. How do you convert that particular ROBDD of a function F to the ROBDD of a function f bar. This is ROBDD of f. Now I want to get the ROBDD for f bar. So what you have to do is copy down the BDD as such. All the root node, intermediate node, connection, everything you once again copy down. What change you need to do is wherever the leaf node, look at the leaf node. Wherever you have 0, replace it with 1. Wherever you have 1, replace it with 0. That's it. Suppose I am given you a function. F is equal to a plus b. I'm asking you to draw the binary decision diagram, ROBDD, and also draw the ROBDD for a plus b whole bar. So first what you have to do, you have to draw the ROBDD for a plus b. Okay, next, how do you find the complemented diagram? Redraw it once again. Only change what you have to do is in the leaf node, wherever you have 0, actually there will be 2 leaf nodes in reduced BDD. You all know that 0 and 1. So wherever you have 0, replace it with 1, and wherever you have 1, replace it with 0. Clear? Suppose if this is the ROBDD of AND gate. If I'm asking you to draw the ROBDD of a NAND gate, what change you will do in this diagram? What change you will do in this diagram? Can anyone answer?
Ma'am, instead of 0, we'll put 1, ma'am. And instead of 1, we'll put 0.
Yeah, the all other things, this connections and all will remain same. Just instead of 0, change it to 1, and instead of 1, change it to 0. Is it clear, students? For any function, how do you find the complemented, how do you draw the complemented ROBDD? The intermediate node, root node, connections, connection to leaf node, everything will be same. Only one change. In the leaf node, change the zeros to 1 and change the 1 to 0. Exam point of view, I may give the diagram and ask you to find the complemented version, or the main diagram also I may not give you. I will ask you to draw the ROBDD for F and F bar. So anything can be done. Okay, so this is how you have to get the complement. Next, we can even give you two by drawing the ROBDD of those two functions. You can even perform AND operation F dot G or OR operation F plus G. That also possible. Assume that there are two ROBDDs of two different functions. I'm asking the first function is F, second function is G. So BF is the ROBDD of the first function F, BG is the ROBDD of the second function. I can ask you, find F dot G. Find F dot G means my final answer, your final answer should be in ROBDD form. So it should be BF dot G I'm asking you to do. BF plus G I'm asking you to do. So I'm asking you to draw the final binary decision diagram for F plus B or F dot B. So that I will explain you now. Is it clear, students? You have been given with two functions. You have been given with two functions. Here, first function is maybe let me write it as F1. Second function is F2. Okay. First function is F1 and second function is F2. So I may ask you to find F1 dot F2 or I may ask you to find F1 plus F2. Not just F1 dot F2, F1 plus F2. Your final answer should be in ROBDD form, not the normal AND operation or OR operation. I want the final answer for F plus or either or the functions. Here you will be using apply algorithm. So already you people have come across Shannon's expansion algorithm. You have come across reduce algorithm. Now I'm going to introduce you another algorithm, apply algorithm. So using apply algorithm, for any two given, I can draw the ROBDD And with that ROBDD, I can perform addition operation or I can perform AND operation. Okay. Students, now look at this. I have taken two functions. F1 is equal to AB plus BC plus AC. F2 is equal to AC plus BC. So for the given two functions, using rule method or Shannon's expansion method or reduce algorithm method, assume you got the ROBDD. So this is the ROBDD of this for this function. For this function, this is ROBDD. For this function, this is the ROBDD. You got these two diagrams. Forget about this R1, R3. This is not told to you. This S1, S2 also not told to you. In this diagram, don't look at this R1, R2, R3. Apart from this, please look at the ABC01. Even here, ABC01. You can get it right, students. Tell me, for this given function, using any one of those three methods, can you draw this diagram? Maybe now you would have forgotten. Maybe if you recollect, you can do it, right? I hope you guys understood when I thought that. Yes or no? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you guys have understood like how to get this diagram for any given expression using any one method. Okay. Assume that we got this. Let me tell you next step. Take the first ROBDD. This is my first ROBDD. Let me assign some variables. Okay. The first function, let me assign the variables like R1, R2, R3, R4. For the second function, S1, S2, S3, S4. It is not necessary you have to take always R and S. Any variable you guys can take apart from ABC. Because in these two functions, there is ABC and F1, F2. Other than ABC and F, any variable you can take. Okay. So let me take for the first one, R1, R2, R3, R4 like that. For the second one, let me take S1, S2, S3, S4. Okay, now let me explain you how I have written this. Okay, R1. R1 is a variable I have assigned for the root node. This root node have two branches. Both the branches are going to B. Even though both are B, forget about that. For each intermediate node, you have to assign the variable. So R1, first level root. Coming to the next level, two intermediate nodes are there. So R2, R3. From here, move on to the next level. This is the next level. So R4. From here, move on to the next level, R5, R6. So from the root node, travel till the leaf node by assigning the variables level by level. See, R1, R2, don't write here R3. This is wrong. In level 2, I have two nodes. First, assign the variable for the nodes present in that particular level. Then only move on to the next level. Is it clear? Is it clear, students? And for the leaf node also, you have to give this variable. Is it clear? Next, coming on to this point here, I started with the variable S1, S2, S3, S4. So S1, my first one, S1. And moving on to the second level in B, I had only one intermediate node. With respect to B, I had only one intermediate node. So S1, S2, no other B present. That's why I moved on to C. S3, if I had one more C, I would have given there S4. Got it? So go with a variable, go with a level. First level is A, second level is B, third level is C. If D is there in the function, then fourth level is D. Then only go to the leaf node. So S1, S2, S3, S4, and S5. Okay. For the leaf nodes, maybe you try assigning the variable. Always you assign variable, first variable for the left hand side. Let us all follow the same procedure. Suppose what I'm trying to say is this is my first level A. In second level B, I have 2B. R1, first you give the assign the variable for your left hand side intermediate node, then go to your right hand side. R1, R2, R3 also we can do, but I want all of us, me and you guys will follow the same rule. R1, R2, R3 like that. first left hand side, if 2 or 3 nodes are there in the same level, start assigning from the left hand side to the right hand side. Start with the left hand side. Students, is it clear? Who's that? Somebody is muted. Who's that? Nityasa Mishra. Nityasa. Students. Students, is it clear how we are assigning these variables? Please tell me. I'm moving on to the next step. Any doubts here?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So first thing, for the given variables, for the given functions, you have to draw the ROBDD. That is the first step. Second step, for each ROBDD, assign variables like this. Okay, this is the second step. Now I will explain you the third step. Okay, third step. Inside this, I'm writing R1, R1, comma, S1. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to consider this ROBD with this variable, and the next ROBD with this variable. I'm going to draw another diagram now. So in this diagram, the root nodes are R1 and S1. Okay, in both this diagram, we are going to compare these two and draw this diagram. Okay, now first node, root node here R1, and this root node is S1. So I wrote inside this R1 comma S1. Okay, now copy, I'll paste this one more time. Now let me take for this 2 branches. Okay, for this 2 branches, one is 0 and another one is 1. So now you tell me, here when R1 is 0, where it is going? When R1 is 0, it is going to R2. So here R2. When R1 is 1, where it is going? When R1 is 1, it is going to R3. So R3. Next, S1. S1 is 0, it is going to S2. When S1 is 1, it is going to S3. Okay. Next, for this two parts. And for this, another 2 parts. Okay. So here one and here one. Okay. Now, when R2 is 1, sorry, R2 is 0, where it is going? When R2 is 0, where it is going? When R2 is 0, where it is going? R5. When R2 is 1, where it is going? Anyone? When R2 is 1, where it is going? Look at this diagram and tell me.
R4, ma'am.
R4. Okay. S2 when it is this S2. When S2 is 0, where it is going?
S.
S. When S2 is 1, where it is going?
S3.
S3. Okay. Next, coming to this. R3 when it is 0, where it is going?
R4. R4.
When it is 1?
R6.
R3. Okay. Then S3. S3 when it is 0, where it is going?
S4.
When it is 1, where it is going?
S5.
Okay. Next. For everything, I need to again place. Now, R5, when it is 0, where it is going? One more thing. Here, R5 and S4. Is this the last node? R5 and S4, this one. R5 and S4, is it the lowest node? R5 is the lowest node, leaf node. S4 is the leaf node. So further divisions will not come here. So this is not required. Further divisions will not come. R4 and S3. R4 is not a lowest node. It is not a leaf node. It is an intermediate node. So division will come. So definitely division will come. S3 also is an intermediate node. So division will come. Now you tell me. R4 when it is 0, where it is going?
R5, ma'am.
R5. R4 when it is 1?
R6.
R6. S3 when it is 0?
S4.
S4. S3 when it is 1?
S5.
S5. And coming to this R4 and R5 is the lowest node? No, R4 is intermediate and S4 is lowest, but 1 is still intermediate. See, both should be a leaf node, only then you can stop. Here 1 is intermediate, 1 is leaf node. So you need to extend this. Okay, you need to extend this. I'm extending like this. Now you tell me R4 where it goes? R4 when it is 0?
R5.
R4, this R4. R5 when it is 1?
R6.
R6. Next S4 when it is 0?
That's the least one. ma'am.
Least 1. So F4. Again F4. S4 only. Because this is the least one. There is no further division. So here also you write S4. So here also S4. Next, this R6, S5 is the leaf node. R6 is a leaf node. S5 also leaf node. So further division is not there. Coming to this now. R5, S4, R5, S4 leaf node. R6, S5, S5 leaf node. R5, S4, R5, S4 leaf node. R6, S4, R6, S4 leaf node. So all are the lowest, all are leaf node. Okay. So now, for that leaf node, if the question is F1 plus F2, question is F1 plus F2, that means I need to now perform OR operation of F1 and F2. Now what you have to do is, what is R5 value and what is S4 value? R5 value is 0. S4 value is 0. So 0 plus 0, what is the answer? 0. Because I've asked you to perform the OR operation. So 0. If I've asked you to perform AND operation, 0 into 0, whatever answer you are getting, that answer you have to write it here. Okay. Next, for R5, S4, now I'm going to perform only OR operation, plus. So first let us do only for plus. Tell me, R5, R4, S4, 0. Next, R5, this is also same as that. It's the same, 0. How about R6, S5? R6 is 1, S5 is 1. 1 plus 1, the value will be 1. So inside this, it is 1. R6, S4. R6 is 1, S4 is 0. So 1 plus 0, 1 plus 0, OR operation, how much it will be? 1 plus 0. 1. So this is 1. And what I have to write here, this leaf node, this one, tell me. R6, S5.
1, ma'am.
R6 is 1, S5 is 1. So 1. So this is the third step. This ends the third step. So first step, for the given function, draw the ROBDD. Each ROBDD assign variable like this. Third step, comparing these two, draw this diagram. Okay, this is the third step. Next
Excuse me,
time.
ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, Gautam.
Here R4 comma S4. Can you explain that, ma'am? After that, I didn't get.
R4 comma S4. This one, na? R4 comma S4. R4 you come here. R4 when it is 0, it is going to R5. Huh? So when it is 0, it is going to R5.
R5. But here it is written R6.
When it is 0, this is 0 line. This line.
When R4 is 0, it goes to R5, ma'am.
When it is 1, it is going to R6, right?
R6, yes, ma'am. When it is 1,
when
it's going to
R6. Yes,
when it is 0, it should go to R5, no, ma'am. But inside it's written R6, I think.
No, this R6 is different. That is this point. Now, okay, diagram. Look at the diagram properly. Now, is it okay, Gautam?
Okay. Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Clear.
Any doubts, students?
Okay, thank you.
Any doubts, students? How we have to do this diagram? Is it clear?
Ma'am, last is how you take an OR gate, ma'am?
No, question. Question is, I've asked, as per the question I'm doing. Just I told the question. Question is here. What is the binary operation you have been asked to is, you are given with the two functions f1 and f2. And the question is, find f1 plus f2.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
One of the binary operation we are considering and we are seeing that.
Okay, ma'am.
Only two operations are possible. One is OR, that is plus, or AND dot.
And okay, ma'am.
Okay. So now I am explaining you for the OR. So now these are the values you got. This completes your third step. Fourth step. Now what we are doing is, based on the values we have here, we are now going to follow the reduce algorithm. If it is reduce algorithm, if this is 0, 1, what would be the value for this variable? If this is 0 and 1, what is the value for this node? This node is 0, this node is 1. What is the value for this node R4, R5? Sorry, R4, S4. Forgot the reduce algorithm, please tell me. Will it be 2?
1.
1 or 2?
1.
2, ma'am. Maximum number plus 1.
Maximum number plus 1. 0 and 1 means 1 plus 1, 2.
2.
Next. Tell me for
R4,
this.
R4 S3 also 2, ma'am.
This also?
2.
2. Okay. Next. This one?
R3, ma'am.
R2 S2 is 3. Correct. Correct. Good.
R3 S3 is 3, ma'am.
3. Correct. Next.
R1 S1 is 3.
3, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. So this will be your fourth step. Got it? As per the reduce algorithm, fourth step. So if as per the reduce algorithm, after this, what you will do? Whether we will draw the final diagram? You have to look at this pattern and find out which is same or which is different. Based on that, we will draw the final diagram. So that I will explain you in the next class. Is it clear? Now today, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, I have explained you. The last step, fifth step, using this apply algorithm, how to perform a binary operation. Last step, I will explain you in the tomorrow's class. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute. Not able to move. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for today. Thank you, students.
Thank you, ma'am.